I did warn you that it wasn't that funny, but I would like to talk about Mary as a role model for mothering. Mary is seen as the sinless, as in the joke, perfect mother. As role models go, that is completely useless to us. If I may, I would suggest that Mary was good enough. I really love Mary. She is a strong, courageous woman who displays vanishingly little self-interest. She sings her deeply subversive song about God turning the world upside down, about freedom, justice and peace. She stands by her son no matter what. She challenges each of us to be disruptors, rebels for justice. And finally, she doesn't run and hide, but watches her son die. An unimaginably awful experience. She is strong, courageous. But nothing here suggests she was sinless and perfect. She loved her son. She was good enough. I am passionate about mothering. A look at my bookshelves will tell you that. I know all about how love shapes the physiology of a baby's brain, how encouragement and praise are more effective by far than admonishment. I know about how different children from different contexts have very different experiences of the education system. I know a good deal about mothering. Does this mean I only praised my children? Does this mean I carefully select each piece of reading material so as not to damage my children's sense of self? Does this mean as their little brains were being formed, I carefully ensured they only had positive, life-affirming experiences that have allowed them to become confident, secure children? Of course not. I did what I could. And that, I must trust, was and is good enough. Too often I see mothers pitted against each other, to work or not to work, organic or value, computer games, no computer games, single, married, so many permutations, but all trying to be good enough. Wouldn't it be great if we could support and love one another, encouraging one another to be as good as we can as mothers? I sense a lot of the guilt that mothers heap on each other is born out of the guilt we feel about our own choices. If I think you are wrong for choosing different things from me, that by default makes me right. And of course, this same dynamic plays out in all kinds of other relationships too. But we know it doesn't work like that. As my midwife said, guilt comes with the placenta. It's just part of being a mum. As we get older, the concern for our children does not end. As we become older still, the people who mothered us sometimes need us to take on that mothering role. The relationship turns, and this is not always easy to cope with. But being a loving, good enough mother is all that's required. I'm really interested in how mothering in developing countries is seen as central to many policies. There is an understanding that if you educate and encourage the mothers, that is the key to transforming a nation. Here's a story from the Mothers' Union in Malawi. They had observed that many of the difficulties in that country stem from the fact that girls are expected to do all the work and boys basically just play football, which in turn leads to men who tend to be lazy and shirk responsibility. The Mothers' Union identified that if the mothers changed the way that they mothered, it could transform this country. It started very small, with one person having a conversation with one mother, encouraging her to mother her son in the same way as she did her daughter. The mother was concerned, surely her son would say no. Did she really have the power to make him collect water with her daughter? With some more encouragement, the mother went for it. She said to her son, I think you are not as strong as your sister. She can carry water from the well, yet you're only able to kick a football. The son rose to the challenge and went and collected water with his sister. His friends saw him doing girls' work and laughed, until he used the same psychology as his mother had and challenged them to be as strong as the girls. Of course, they soon left their football and went to the well. When this had been going on for a little while, the father commented that he thought it was good that the boy was doing jobs. The mother, who had been too timid to challenge her own son not so long ago, bit the bullet. If you think it's that great, I've got some jobs you could do too. And a community was transformed. Cooperation, equality, sharing of responsibility, lifting of oppression, because a mother was encouraged to be the one to make a difference. In that story, in our acceptance of all kinds of different ways of mothering, in our encouragement to one another that good enough is good enough, I hear the echo of Mary's song of freedom, justice, and peace. Good enough mothers and good enough mothering by women and men in all walks of life can, I believe, turn the world upside down, which we will find was the right way up.